Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Stark's Armory. Stark Bond here with a episode that I thought I would do just for the Destiny people out there. Give you a few tips and tricks on how to prepare for the Rise of Iron expansion. Now, as we know, Rise of Iron is coming out September 20th, and as of the making of this video, that's not that far away. That's about 3 weeks maximum. Now, what can you do to prepare for the Rise of Iron? Well, step 1 is going to be to cap your legendary marks out. That's right. I want you to get all the legendary marks you can. That's a cap of 200. Now, once you've done that, there's also a way to artificially stack more legendary marks on top of that. What I mean by that is weekly Trials of Osiris bounties. If you hold on to the ones that grant you 25 legendary marks when you turn them in, those will be able to artificially boost your cap. I believe there are 3 of them. They are 25 legendary marks each. That's an extra 75 legendary marks that you can't hold, but you can if you hold on to those bounties. Now, on top of those bounties, I'm also going to wrap in my second point with this. Clean out your vault. I know, there's a bunch of weapons and armor that I love too that are still sitting in my vault. However, if I want more space, I gotta clean some of it out. Now, you can have your character hold on to certain armor and weapons, legendary armor and weapons, that when you decrypt them, they usually give either 3 to 5, depending on how leveled they are, legendary marks. If you hold on to these before Rise of Iron and delete them after you start spending your legendary marks, that's another few legendary marks here and there that will be available to you. Now, back to the vault space. I know we have those weapons that we love, that armor piece that looks just so good on your hunter, but it's time to clean some of that out. Make room for my next point. Hold on to your legendary uncrypted engrams. Those will also grant more legendary marks when you decrypt them. Now, I'm not saying to fill your vault space with them, but it might be a good idea to, pad your pockets when it comes to the legendary marks area, because there's going to be a new set of faction armor, new set of faction weapons, and if you want those, you gotta spend the money. Now, my next point is probably a no-brainer to most of the hardcore players, but to the casuals who want to get a little more prepared, this might be new to them, and that's edging your packages, edging your factions. Now, the different factions in Destiny, we know the Future War Cult, the Dead Orbit, the New Monarchy, those are going to be the easier ones. You can increase your faction rep with them and edge it to the point where pretty much one more activity or eating 5 more motes of light, donating 5 more motes of light to them will put you over to the next level. This is a great thing to do because once the Rise of Iron drops and you have your first faction, they will gift you with a new faction package that is going to have new weapons / armor / ships or whatever is going to drop for that faction. Now, a little tip for you. Now, we know that you can only change your faction once a week. So my suggestion is the faction you're on right now, if you haven't changed it for a while, which if you're like me, I know I haven't. If you haven't changed it for a while, edge them to the point where the next item you donate to them is going to put them over. Then immediately switch to another faction. Now, I wouldn't worry about edging this one right away. Your second faction that you switch to, I would wait until reset, which is Tuesdays, and upon reset, edge this faction and then change to the last one. Now, the next one, I wouldn't worry about edging it until the Rise of Iron drops. You can get close, but if you're going to continue playing on it, I would advise against it. Now, another thing that you might not know, if you have multiple characters, you can do this for each and every character. If you have a plethora of motes of light, then this is a perfect opportunity for you to get a head start on that sweet, sweet loot that is going to drop once we are able to enter the Plaguelands. Now, the factions of the Vanguard and Crucible are going to be a little bit different, a little bit harder, because you can't inherently increase your standing with them. You can do the weekly challenges, the weekly playlists, the strike playlists, all that, and you can edge those to the best of your ability. We do have almost 3 weeks, so if you keep coming back to Destiny day after day, you'll be able to do it in no time. And granted, remember, if you have multiple characters, you've got multiple characters and multiple chances to edge your packages. Now, the last point I wanted to make is make sure to stock up on any sort of armor materials, any sort of weapon materials, glimmer, as well as making sure you're stocked up on all your planetary resources as well. I'm talking about your spin metal, helium filaments, spirit blooms, and relic iron. Now, these can be purchased from the Vanguard vendor for about 10 legendary marks for a pack of 20 each. Now, if you have a bunch of ways of getting a lot of legendary marks in the time it takes for the new expansion to drop, then go ahead and just get as many of the resource materials as you can. That is going to be a huge bonus for you, because once you get all this armor, you're going to need ways to upgrade it, as well as the weapons, once the expansion comes down. Now, back to the point of glimmer, you're going to want to hit the glimmer cap, stay there, but then once you start upgrading your stuff, your glimmer's going to fall, right? So my suggestion to you would be to be able to get a hold of the Ascendant Shards, Ascendant Energies, the materials that you would get from the older raids. These can be traded into the speaker for 250 glimmer each. That's going to be a huge bonus to you if you just run the raids looking for chests, and getting that little extra glimmer padding. So those are the biggest tips and tricks I have for you. One last one. The Crucible bounty, the true meaning of war that Shaxx gives. This bounty is a Nightfall tier reward bounty. Now, if you are not a big Crucible player, that's okay. You can, starting today, you can work on the Crucible bounties to work you towards the true meaning of war bounty. And that way, once you're done, I mean, at least you have a little bit of a leg up for once the Rise of Iron comes out, and you have another Nightfall tier reward at your disposal. Now, whether it's a bunch of strange coins or a ghost shell or something, that's all right. I mean, at least that's extra strange coins that you can spend on other things, like perhaps 3 of coins or glass needles, which those are actually other good things to stock up on. So as Xur is coming the next couple weeks, definitely stock up on 3 of coins, because those will be great when you're running through the Rise of Iron content to be able to get a hold of the new exotics quicker. Because we are getting exotics back. We know we're getting Galahorn back. We know we're getting Thorn, and we know that there are a few new ones dropping, like that new exotic Kvostov. I know I'm excited for that one. So these have been just a few ways to get yourself prepared for the Rise of Iron. I know I've been working on these myself. I missed the Iron Banner chance, but I'm definitely going to be working on edging my packages, getting the true meaning of war, working on my Trials of Osiris bounties, and holding on to those ones that give me extra legendary marks. And I'm going to be doing it on all 3 of my characters. I hope anyone out there, I hope you guys like this advice, and, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll do more of these videos for you guys. And in the meantime, have fun out in Destiny. I'll see you guys when the Rise of Iron drops. End around. the armory.
Guardian down.
Heavy ammo on the way. Heavy ammo available.
Guardian down.
You're in the lead.
Guardian down.
You're falling behind. Gained the lead.
Guardian down.
Only 5 minutes left. Lost the lead. You're in the lead.
Guardian down.
One final push and victory is yours.
Guardian down.
You're falling behind.
Guardian down.
This battle is lost, but there will be others.